Hey everyone, we are coming up on the end of the year and I wanted to make a video to talk about a few things. The first of which is I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to or followed the Patreon this past year, years previously. I can't really tell you how much it means to me that you all are willing to invest in my writing, to give time to my writing, all of that stuff. When I sit down and write, one of the things that's foremost in my mind is that I want to deliver something that is fulfilling to readers. And when you follow or subscribe to the Patreon, it helps to let me know that I am having some success in doing that. And I'm not just spinning my wheels or talking to or deluding myself about whether or not I'm able to accomplish any of that. And I really, really, really appreciate that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is that I haven't really made clear my perspective, my the way that I approach the Patreon, the idea of subscriptions and that kind of stuff. And in a spirit of transparency, I feel like I probably should. So I think a lot about how I participate in the digital landscape, how I participate in the media landscape, and all of those things. I might just be one guy, I'm not the New York Times, I'm not, some famous writer or any of that, but I still do think about it and take it seriously. And in looking at the digital landscape, one of the things that has become clear is that the writing that is being done by people who put a lot of time into it, who put a lot of effort into it, who are really trying to deliver something that is additive for us as people, as consumers of media, as all of those things. A lot of that, the majority of that, is going behind paywalls. And so what that means is that the good writing and the writing from people who are trying to do so from ways that are really responsible, you have to pay for. But bullshit is free, and that does not seem to be working out very well for us as a citizenship or digital consumers and all of that. And so I have been approaching the Patreon and the idea of subscriptions and things like that, keeping the subscription cost literally as low as it can be, in hopes that I would be able to get enough subscribers that at that really, it's like $2 a month price, it will essentially subsidize my ability to keep the rest of the writing free, to keep all of the writing free, as a way to be able to present and say to people, hey, look, this is a different way you can do it. You can tell people, like, hey, if you subscribe, if you can afford to subscribe and you do, that helps me to ensure that I am keeping all of the writing free for everyone to be able to access. Because I don't think it is working out very well for us that the only people who can access the writing that is being done in the most responsible ways are people who can afford to. I think that is a very silly and probably stupid way to conduct a democracy. So that's part of why I have been approaching the subscriptions that way. The other thing is I do think about, because I am not a person who is all that well situated economically, I think about the readers who are out there and, have $15 a month to put toward, maybe $10 or $15 a month to put toward subscriptions. I want them to be able to get, 5, 10 subscriptions a month versus one or two, because I think that, again, is better for all of us. And so that's how I've been approaching all of this. And I haven't given anybody the opportunity. I haven't told you all that. And I have not been very transparent in the way that I've been approaching the Patreon, the way that I decide how to write about things, or, what to write about and that kind of thing. Because I have been thinking of it from the standpoint of, hey, I'm just some dude. Who cares? They either like what I write or they don't. They're not going to care about any of that. But it has occurred to me recently that I haven't given you the opportunity to care about it because I haven't said anything about it. I haven't told you that that's how I'm approaching it. So with that, I also want to talk about kind of the direction that I'm going to be going this year with a bunch of stuff on the Patreon. There's going to be some new things. There's going to be a kind of slight change in the way that I am approaching some of it. If you have been following me, then it is not a surprise to hear that I think storytelling is actually something that is very important to us as a people, to any culture. And that is part of the reason why I focus so much on it and why I write about it so much. I think that if you can understand storytelling and narrative, that can help you understand communication in general in a much broader way. And if you even look at when I do write about things like politics and culture, I am often writing about and looking at it from the standpoint of narrative. This is the narrative that somebody is talking about. This is the narrative that they are trying to sell you. That stuff. And storytelling is something that I don't think there is enough media out there treating it seriously. It's not that it doesn't exist. It does exist. It definitely exists. And there are people who are writing really wonderfully about it. And part of what I'm going to be doing this year is trying to also highlight a bunch of that. And if you're following me, being able to say, hey, this is really great. And you should take a look at it. This is a person or a piece of writing that is really worth considering. Because I am realizing that I want to use the Patreon as a way to advocate for the idea that storytelling is important, and to advocate for approaching public conversation with curiosity, and to encourage more layered and nuanced, complicated kinds of conversation. One of the other things that seems to be happening with the digital landscape is that because of the incentives, because of the fact that so many outlets have now been bought by like venture capital firms, because of the incentives on social media, what's happening is the way that we're talking about things is getting so like compressed in order to be able to get it into 3 minutes, 5 minutes of either video or text, that it is kind of hiding the fact that they don't really value our time. They don't really think we're very intelligent. And it's chasing clicks versus approaching things from the standpoint of trying to be fulfilling or additive. And I don't think that's working out very well for us. And so I would like to use the Patreon to offer an alternative to that. And that's going to mean doing things like deep dives on pieces of storytelling. So, if you read the piece that I wrote about Suspiria earlier this year, there'll be more things like that. I wrote a piece about John Carpenter's Halloween in 2024. It'll be more like those, more like my end of the year piece this year and in 2024, that will be taking a handful of films and kind of looking at them, uh, how they're in conversation thematically with their narratives, and what that says about the way that we're reacting to that, and what that says about us as a culture, kind of where we're at, what people are thinking and feeling, and those things. And then it's also going to mean more transparency. So I'm going to be putting up more short videos. You may have seen I put one up on my Patreon earlier this week. I'm going to be doing more stuff like that, and just kind of trying to communicate the way that I am approaching writing, being putting up videos saying, hey, this is a thing that I've been kind of thinking about. Is it something that you would be interested in reading a piece about? And just out of just that desire to be transparent and to give you guys an understanding of where I'm coming from and the way that I'm approaching writing. And so, yeah, these videos will get better because I'll get more comfortable at making them. But yeah, so it's been a hell of a year. Hopefully 2026 will be better for all of us. I hope that all of you are having a good holiday season. And I appreciate all of the people who have subscribed to the Patreon, all of the people who have followed the Patreon. If you've shared my work on social media, if you've sent it to a friend, anything like that, I really cannot express how much I've appreciated it. Thank you.